Hello, and welcome to this Bebop Guitar full guide, a step-by-step guide for a bebop guitar sound. Cheers. Okay, so the reason why I'm making this video is because I really wished someone else made a video like this when I started out playing, and I'm no guitar oracle or anything like that, but I've been really I've been a nerd, okay? So I've been listening a lot, like a lot, and I've been playing a lot. And I'm no god. I'm just a guy that likes to play. I'm a student. I'm a lifelong student. But I think I have a few things that I can teach you. So stay tuned in this video. If you want, you can join my private community, which I just started. Links in the description. You can join it, and we'll have private conversations, private lessons. We'll have group discussions. We'll have so much. But more about that coming soon. All right. So Bebop Guitar full guide. Let's get started. Okay. Actually, let me put myself a little more there. Step 1. Bebop Guitar. In Bebop Guitar, listen and replicate. Who do you want to sound like? Wes Montgomery, Grant Green, Pat Martino, Pat Metheny. So basically, who is it you want to sound like? Okay, do you have any idea of who that would be? Like, if you just are you just thinking about like bebop as a genre, like I want to play bebop, but then you don't actually know like, but who is it I want to sound like? So that's really important. Okay, so if it's Charlie Parker, if maybe it's maybe it's a saxophone player, like maybe you want to play like Michael Brecker, you know, so. Now, how would you do that? So you have to listen, okay? That's the first step. It's easy. It doesn't have anything to do with playing. You listen to the stuff that you really like. And literally how I started was when I started playing guitar, it was like I went to music class in my just middle school, or what we call them, middle school. And I just started playing Wonderwall. You know, I was that acoustic guitar player, and then I went over to funk, and then I kind of went over to like soul-y stuff, and then that evolution of, you know, playing, and you learn blues, you learn the pentatonic scale. So that was how I started, and I started like I was more of that Jimi Hendrix, Steve Ray Vaughan guy that really loved like bending, and like John Mayer. Oof, I love those guys. Okay, so that's how I started, and then when I started playing jazz, the thing that I fell in love with jazz was literally the fact that there was like, because I remember like when I played the blues stuff, the thing that made me not want to keep doing it was the fact that it was, what was it? Like, it was the fact that I couldn't sing actually. So when I realized I couldn't sing, or I actually always knew I couldn't sing. So I was just playing. I felt like always I had that like urge of like expressing myself more than just the pentatonic scale. And I think many people can relate to that. So what I did was I actually started, what did I do actually? So I wanted that, and I think, yeah. So I went to a folk high school, which we have here in Sweden. It's like a school where you get paid to go there. Or you can take loans to go there, but it's really good because it's like the concept of a folk high school is to literally go there and practice, and you have like ensemble and all that stuff. So one ensemble which I had was jazz. So I got to like try it for the first time, and I was like, wow, I have no idea how to play. Like I had no idea. Even like I remember the drummer in my ensemble, he could play jazz guitar, but I, who was the guitarist, couldn't play it for shit. So basically that was how I started. So I got like the glimpse of it, and then after that year I was like applying to schools, didn't get in anywhere, and I was like, okay, let me just keep going with jazz because I kind of liked it. And after that, I went over to I found a mentor, which is also something that I should have written here. Find a mentor, like literally find someone that can teach you one-on-one. Like literally, for me, that was a guitar teacher who don't play today, which is a really sad story. But I loved his playing so much, and I just wanted to replicate him. So that's literally what I did. I grabbed a lesson with him every other week for a year. So I basically had a job where I worked part-time, and then the other time I was practicing. So what I did was I had a lesson with him every other week, and now we could play tunes and we can do all that stuff. And he gave me stuff, and he was like, "Yeah, do that, do that." And at the same time, I found out about the book Linear Expressions, which was like, oh my god, it was the biggest thing ever in my life. So Linear Expressions is like, it's the book to get if you want to play bebop. If you want to play bebop guitar and you don't know how to start, just get that book. It's by Pat Martino. Go find the link by yourself. It's the best. It's the best book ever, in my opinion. It teaches minor conversion, which is the reason why I even can play jazz today. Like, there's not one jazz solo I play where I don't think about minor conversion. So yeah. So choose a solo to transcribe. That is one of the best things also. Like choose okay, so when you've found the person that you really love, so the guitar player you really love, choose one solo to transcribe from that guy, okay? So what I did was I chose Pat Martino and I studied him over different tunes. So not only did I have the book Linear Expressions, I also studied him at the same time, like to see how he did. Let me just grab my guitar real quick. So I don't know what I'm gonna show you really, but like I remember learning. This is the first solo I transcribed, I think. No, this is like one of the first solos I transcribed. It was by Pat Martino over Donna Lee. Something like that. Something like that. I can't believe it was many years ago, but I remember that first phrase over like an A flat major. So that was like, that solo taught me so much things. Like, so it taught me so many things. It was because I studied it, it wasn't just like, when it comes to studying solos, the things you do is you listen to them daily. You listen to them a lot. You listen to them to a point where you're like, transcribing it isn't really that difficult anymore because you've listened to it so much. Okay, so you want to do that, and you're going to use that solo as your framework to improvisation. So that solo is going to be the thing you need to be able to solo on other tunes. So imagine I transcribe Pat Martino on Donna Lee. Now I know that he plays over an A flat major. So that means I can go to any key. In E major, I can do that same thing. So that's the same. That's the thing that I want you to take away, is use the things you transcribe and use them as frameworks when you're going forward. So don't just transcribe something and just throw it away. You have a lot of things you can take with you to the next solo you're transcribing or to the next tune you're learning. You know what I'm saying? And also analyze what it was he did. Let me make myself a little... Okay, so analyze the things that guy did, okay? So, hold on. Let me do that so you guys can see. Okay, so you want to analyze what he did. Like, what was it with the solo that you even liked? You know what I'm saying? So there's something he did. And there's something he did in that solo that made you feel something more, okay? So why did you like it? That's a very good question to ask. Don't just be like, yeah, I like that. Okay, transcribe. Actually ask yourself, what is it I liked? Was it the fact that he did like Like, what is it? Is it that thing? Or is it the fact that he played? Like, just see what it is. Like, find the stuff that you like. Oh, I really like that thing because I don't know, because it's just, it has that sound that I hear in my head, you know? So just ask yourself these questions and you will get more into like why you really enjoy certain things. You know what I'm saying? The phrases you don't understand are what you should focus on. And the feeling of, what the fuck is happening here? Like, that is a really good question to ask. Like, you know how you've transcribed stuff and you don't get any, you don't have any idea. I know I've done that. Like, I've transcribed something and I'm like, wow, this works so well, but I have no idea what's happening. Like, theoretically, I have no idea what is happening. That's your cue to realize what it is he does. Okay? So let me find an example. I guess before, when I could hear people play like random shit over, like, I don't know really, like I remember like before when I realized people just like over a F13, like F7, people play E flat major, like so that's also like, I didn't understand why that worked earlier, okay? So I now understand why it works. It's because they're derived from the same scale, actually. So it's basically thinking, what I usually do is I go up a third from the dominant chord, and I play a Dorian from there. So I play a Dorian scale in the style of Pat Martino. I can get into that, what I mean with that a little later. But that means you're not thinking F7 Mixolydian. You're thinking C minor. It's the same thing, but it's just your mindset has switched to playing unmelodic to playing melodic. It's just how it works, okay? It's just amazing. And so that's literally a good thing to start doing, to literally, because usually when you don't understand what someone is doing, it's because you don't understand the relationship that phrase has with the chord or the situation that is happening, okay? So don't beat yourself up when you don't understand something. You just put a mental note, okay, he's doing that, I don't really know what it is, and then you can get back to it. Usually it's all about the process also of just like keep playing. You will be like, oh shit, I know what he did. And that just comes from nowhere, you know? So just keep asking yourself these philosophical questions, and then the answers will come. The more you like keep doing this, the more you're in the process of learning. You're in the process of learning stuff. So the right mindset is, I see he plays this phrase over C minor 7, so that means I can play this phrase over any minor 7 chord. Okay? So if he plays that, if he plays that over a C minor 7, does that mean I can play that over any minor chord? Well, yeah, you can if you transpose it, you know? If you want to play it in B flat, you transpose it to B flat. You want to play it in F minor. You want to play it in G minor. Okay? So that's the right mindset to have. Oh, he played that. Okay, now how can I play that over another chord? How can I play that phrase? But how do I apply it over another chord? You see how that works over A flat major, not only F minor. So you keep challenging yourself into like realizing the relationship in playing in its whole. Don't just think that's a minor lick, okay? So that doesn't have to be a minor lick. That can be a major 7 lick. Okay, so that's also stuff that you would realize when you just like keep playing, you keep like questioning, wait, does that work over that chord? Because what you see here is, so that's a phrase over A flat, but also it's a phrase over F minor 7. So really beautiful lick over F minor. And then if you'd like to like, what you know then is that phrase works perfectly over a 2-5-1 in E flat, because the 2 in E flat is F minor, right? It goes to E flat major. So what you can do is, or that was literally me going up like a. So it sounds like you're playing a scale, but you're not playing a scale because it's melodic, it's bebop. This is like the whole thing with minor conversion. It's the whole, like, it's like when I play that, I just hear the line in my head and I know that doing that, and that's beautiful because it's the 5th of E flat. And that's the stuff that you realize when you're like, oh, okay, so I can play that over F minor. And it's also, that means I can play it in a 2-5-1 in E flat. You see these questions I ask myself? That's the thing. It's that's the right mindset to have, in my opinion, because it's gotten me to a point where I can improvise over most stuff, or like basically anything. I mean, I'm not the greatest at all. That's not what I'm saying, but I'm just saying I feel free. You know, the point is, you want to be able to feel free when you improvise. You want to be able to express what you think and what you hear. And to be able to do that, you need to like question stuff. You have to realize how this maze is built. And you do that by asking questions like, why does that work? And why do I like that? Is that something that I want to have in my playing? And now you're asking the deep questions that will form you as a musician, okay? Let me see if I can get this a little bigger. There we go. Step 4, application. Use phrases from the solo and apply them to another tune with similar chord progressions. So that goes in, and it's the same concept here. So you're transcribing a solo, and now you're using the phrases that you've learned from that solo, and you're applying them to another tune with similar chord progressions. So basically, imagine you have a tune like, okay, this is a perfect example. You know How High the Moon? If you don't know it, it starts in a G major 7. G minor 7, C7, F major. But the only thing you have to know is it starts in G major, like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? So 2 bars of G major 7, 2 bars of G minor 7. And imagine you're transcribing something from that tune. So maybe it's like you're transcribing something like... Okay? So that I just came up with that now. So 1, 2, 3, what did I do? Whatever it is, like. Okay, so you're basically playing a major 7 lick, which leads into the minor 3rd. Now, if I would play this over On Green Dolphin Street, I can do that same thing. You know why? Because the same thing is happening. On Green Dolphin Street. Sorry. Okay. Sorry. Okay, so you have... Can't play. Alright, so you have that, which is the same thing, okay? So I can do that same thing. So that was the same phrase that I played from that How High the Moon, but now I play it here. And sometimes you have to like rearrange where you play it to make it fit with where you are on the guitar. So in this case, I would play it minor third of E flat, right? So okay. So it's the same concept. What I did there was literally I played one phrase. Like I played a phrase which was in one tune, and then immediately after that, you go apply it to another tune. And now what's happening is your mind will realize, oh, that phrase, I can play it over multiple situations, not just that tune. You know how you just when you play a tune, you remember that phrase which you transcribed for that tune. That only happens because you're not using that phrase over anything else. So you want to get out of that thinking. You want to free yourself. You want to make the phrase free. You want to make it so that you play that phrase when you can hear that phrase over anything, and you do that by applying like that. Like, okay, how can I play that phrase over E major? Okay, so you keep doing that and you will see so much progress, because you're like, your brain will be like, yeah, okay, we're building synapses right now for you, and you'll see you'll get so much better. All right. And what I wrote there, which we can't really see, let's see. When you can play it in your sleep, you go to the next solo and repeat the process. Okay, so when you can play it in your sleep, basically when you know the solo so well, you can play it in your sleep, so you don't have to think about playing it, you're just playing it. That's when you can go to the next solo, okay? Because then maybe you're even tired of playing it so much, you have to go to the next solo. And you don't have to like extract everything you know from the solo, because you can always go back in a month, in a 2 months, you can go back, oh, what was it I did? And then you go and you see like basically if it sounds different, or maybe you've like learned something that you can apply or whatever. So yeah, so that's basically the thing that I think you should do. You should always go to the next solo when you've like really learned that solo, and then when you've applied stuff and you've done that, now you can move on and do that same thing. So that's what you want to do. Let me see. So you've applied the solo and you've done that, and then you kind of repeat that process all over again, okay? And that you will get really good at bebop from doing that. That's just how it is. That like if you do that framework, you will 100% get good at bebop. And it's a lifestyle. You just keep listening and you keep going back. You extract, you apply, okay? And that's how you will become so much better at bebop. It's not even like, I wish someone just told me that, and then I would just skip all the bullshit, because now imagine it's not so overwhelming anymore, because you have stuff that's like, okay, you do this. Okay, so I really encourage you to start transcribing a solo and then like work on it. Just make the process of just like surrender to the process of transcribing a solo. Okay, do that and do it every day. Do it, play some every day. You don't have to make it your life mission. Just play it every day. Okay, commit to doing it every day. You don't have to play it 5 hours a day, but if you have some time, always play the solo and do it like, try to do a little more every time you practice, and try to be systematic with it so you don't get overwhelmed. So play 1 bar per practice session. Now you can practice, you can literally transcribe it for 20 minutes, and then every time you will get better. So that's like the best thing ever. And then you will see in 2 months, you know the whole solo. And in 2 months, you've internalized it because you've taken your time doing it like in your time. So think about it in the like what this gonna give you in the long run. You wanna be that guy that when you go up to stage to jam, you're free because you've taken your time learning this stuff, and now you have no thoughts in your brain when you improvise, okay? Okay, so the most crucial thing, which I'm going to talk about now, step 5, go to jams even though you don't feel like it. Okay, this was the best thing that ever like made me so much better at jazz. Okay, so when I started going to jazz jams, okay, so when I started going to, there was a jam. I remember this was like the time I couldn't play for shit. Like I sucked at jazz. I couldn't play 2 notes that wasn't in the pentatonic scale. I could only play the pentatonic scale. Nothing wrong with that. Okay, it's just funny because I committed myself to going to like every jam, and there was this one jam which was really fun to go to because there were young people there playing. So I could always go there and I could sit like in the back. I was never like I wasn't going forward playing or anything. I was just sitting in the back, just like observing, literally observing, looking at people, seeing how they play. Like when guitar plays went up, I analyzed the shit out of them. Like what did they do? How were they moving? Like were they moving their body? How did they approach the scene? Like I was analyzing every little detail of like what that guy did. So it wasn't just like what did he play over that chord. It was like how did he move from the place where he sat to like the bandstand? Like how did he move? Did he watch iReel? Like what is iReel? You know, I had all these questions, and that made me so much better. Even though I wasn't playing, I was just like I got the real world situation. Okay, I literally, my brain realized, oh, okay, so that's what we would want to do. We want to be able to like express ourselves on the bandstand with other musicians because that's the beauty of this. And I was just sitting there visualizing myself. I was visualizing myself one day doing that myself, jamming, and the thought felt so far away when I sat there because I was like, how would I ever become so good at guitar? And how would I ever like learn a tune? I remember thinking like, how would I ever learn a tune and be able to like improvise over it? And that like when people are watching, like that seems impossible. So I was like, I had that belief that it was like, it felt so hard. But in the same time, I was like, I kind of knew I could do it because I was so passionate about the music. So that kind of won. So what I want to say is you have to crush your limiting beliefs also. So if you have limiting beliefs and like, I don't know how I would get that. I wouldn't know how to improvise like that. You can, okay? It's really possible, okay? I haven't played for that many years and I'm not special, okay? I would just listen a lot and was passionate. And if you are too, you will get there when you can like literally play a tune which you haven't played for 4 years. Okay, you can get to that point because you're like, it's just how it works. Okay, your brain, if you just do this thing, if you're passionate, you listen a lot and you actually apply, you transcribe, you apply the stuff you learn and you copy people, then you have no problem. Okay, it's not going to be a problem then. So go to jam. Even though you don't feel like it, you don't have to jam, but you also have, like, another thing is you have to play with other people, okay? So if you don't go up to jam, you have to work up the courage to one day be able to go up to jam, okay? So that's your goal here, okay? You don't want to just sit and no action, okay? We have to take action. In order to get better, we need to take action. So what you need to do is basically find people at your level and jam the like tunes with them, okay? You want to jam, and I don't care if you feel like you don't want to because I'm not good enough, because you can't get better if you don't fail. Okay? That's literally the best way if you want to get good fast. Get friends with the feeling of failure. Like, become failure's best friend, because failure, if you don't give up, then failure is your best friend. But if failure makes you give up, then you're fucked, basically. But if failure makes you more like, basically what I did, I usually, when I went to jams and I couldn't play the song, like I couldn't, like, you know how you just freeze up and you can't play? That has happened to me so many times. And every time that happened, I was feeling so anxious, so bad. I wanted to fucking, I don't know, I wanted to basically dive into the cold water, and I don't know, I felt so bad. But the thing is that after a day, I usually just picked up a pen and paper and started writing stuff that I need to get better in order to not feel that anxiety one more time. So that's funny, because it wasn't about me getting better at guitar. It was like, how do I not feel that anxiety again? Okay, so I practice my chord tones. I practice that tune. I learned that. So I started like I kept like telling myself the things that I had to do in order to like really get better for next time. So it went like, okay, this week I learned this, and next week I hope to be able to play that tune a little better. So that's all it is. And it's all tied to your mental health. And that's the next thing. The next point here is like mental health. It's like your mental health is probably not good right now. Okay, let me take a sip of coffee before I continue. Let's be honest, your mental health is probably not good right now. Why? Because you haven't worked on it. If you've worked on your mental health will probably be good right now, but you haven't worked on it. You see, mental health is the same as basically jazz guitar in a sense, because it's a skill you have to get better at. You don't just wake up one day and have good mental health. You have to work on it. You have to practice mental health just as you practice jazz. So you have to start observing your thoughts. Like, why do you feel so anxious when you like, the thing is, you feel so bad when you don't play the right changes, or you played wrong, or that guy called a tune you didn't know, so you feel like inferior, and he hates you because he thought you were good, but you weren't actually good. That's all mental health, and it's your ego trying to like protect you, okay? So you have to start observing your thoughts inside of your mind, because if you don't do that, then you're not going to enjoy playing music, okay? So this is like something that nobody talks about, which is something we talk about inside my community, my private community. We can join in the description below. We basically have mental health calls, we have private lessons, we have jazz guitar lessons on Zoom. So it's like so valuable if you want to like take your self-improvement to the next level. Just join the community. It's fresh, so just join and we'll put more focus into you. But like, literally, the mental health part is so important. It's crucial, because if you want to have a good relationship to music, you can't go around feeling anxious. Okay, you can't go around feeling anxious about what that guy felt over the fact that you did that, or why did that guy talk like that to me? Oh, and why did wow, fuck, I couldn't transpose that tune. Oh, I feel so bad. That's all you're feeling you're feeling inferior, because you probably have, basically it goes back to childhood. I mean, you probably feel like you're not worthy if you can't play good. So that's something you have to heal, okay? Because why we play music is because we want to express ourselves. We want to make the world a better place. But when you feel like that, you're literally destroying yourself, okay? You're destroying your mind, you're destroying your health, okay? So you have to focus on the bigger picture here, okay? See yourself in 3 years. where do I want to be in 3 years? Okay, I want to be at a substantial point in my life where I can play good music with good people. I express myself without any constraints. Okay, so that means it's probably reasonable for you to not play the best solos tomorrow or in a week or in a month. But you could always just surrender to that and be like, okay, but I'm in that process. I'm a lifelong student. I don't care. I don't give a fuck if someone has opinions about me not being knowing all the chord changes or me not knowing all the tunes. I don't give a fuck, because people who give a fuck about that stuff, they have bad mental health. Don't you get it? Like, that's literally the reason why people are feeling bad, because they get super good at music, and then they use that as leverage for their bad mental health. They're identifying with the fact that they can play 3,000 tunes, and then they're literally putting people down. Like, they're literally putting people, what's it called? Like, they're like making people inferior to them, and they don't want to like hang out with people they don't know the same amount of tunes that they do. It's just a product of their mental health, and because they haven't worked on themselves. And that music has always been their escape, okay? Music isn't no escape, because you don't have anything to escape. It's all just one thing. This is just one consciousness, and we want to be able to be present. We want to be able to be mindful with the stuff we're doing, okay? And you want to be that guy that's so present, that's so expressive, that he makes the world a better place from his playing. Okay? That's the thing. This is a lifestyle of, like, that's literally what I want to tell you. Like, we want to get better at ourselves, mental health, and our music. And we want to bring people up with us, because we want this genre of jazz to expand. We want this, like, we want people to, like, we want musicians to feel good. We want good mental health. Like, why is it a thing that musicians shouldn't take care of themselves? Like, I don't get it. There's just a trend of musicians. They think just because they're musicians, they can smoke and do all this drugs, alcohol. That's not it, okay? That's not the key. Like, you will never feel good if you do those things. Maybe music will make you get that dopamine kick that you need because you don't have anything fun happening. Okay, I went into a long rant right now, but like, literally, start working on your mental health and the jazz will just come easily. Okay, so it takes I don't know. It's about, like, this lesson went from like how to play bebop to like mental health, but like, the thing is, people who don't talk about those stuff, they don't work on their mental health. So my lifestyle is basically mental health. Like, if you join the community, you will notice that we're going to talk about not only how to play guitar, not only how to play, like, how to make yourself sound the way you want to sound, but we're going to talk about mental health, because it's correlated. Like, people who say it's not, like, are you dumb? Are you dumb? Like, literally, of course it is correlated. Music and life. Music is just an extension of life, okay? If you want to be able to get into flow state, having no thoughts in your brain when you play solos, you gotta take care of your mental health, okay? If you want to learn stuff better, you have to optimize your mental health, okay? Because you will be able to, like, have a good relation with your guitar. You want to be able to, like, just be optimized to learn and to have a good life with this thing, okay? It's not about getting validation, okay? If that's what you need, then I don't know, go work on that, because it's not something I teach, at least. Okay? So validation isn't something that we seek. We're here, we validate ourselves, okay? We don't need anyone to tell us we're bad or we're good, or we don't need teachers. You know what the funny thing with teachers is? They are telling you how you should play, but in reality, they have bad mental health. If you think about it, like most teachers haven't worked. Like I know if you're like young right now, you're like, but my teachers are so great. Oh, maybe they are great. Like I know a lot of great teachers, but most of them still have bad mental health. So if you come across a teacher who's not a good teacher, or like a teacher that's like telling you how you should play, or you should actually play that scale like that, it's probably because that guy has really bad mental health. Okay, so the thing with self-improvement and why it's so crucial for us, it's because we kind of break through, we realize the bigger picture of like, oh shit, people are just stuck in this like matrix thinking in music, which is like, it's all based on validation and how good you play and acceptance, and we don't care about that shit. We want to get better because we love music, we love expressing ourselves, we don't give a flying F about what people think. Okay, even like I don't care if it's a teacher. Okay, teachers don't know everything. Stop like acting like the teacher, what the teacher says is the truth. That will never make you, and you're your own person. Okay, the teacher is just basing stuff from what he learned from when he was little and the traumas he had and all that shit. You have to break through that. You have to realize, okay, he's just another person, and I can actually decide for myself what it is I want to do with this. Like, what it is I want to do with this thing. And what sounds I hear in my head, okay? That's what you need to do. That's literally that's your way of giving your gift out to the world, okay? That's what you want to do. You want to penetrate the world with your expression of true authenticity, okay? Wow, that was a really good quote. But like literally. And did I have anything more on this slide? No, I didn't. Okay, so literally that's what I had to say in this video. And to recap, let's recap a little fast. Okay, so listen and replicate. Let's go back to the bebop solo. Who do you want to sound like? Okay, a really good thing to think about. Who do you want to sound like? And you find that guy and you learn everything about him. Okay, suddenly jazz isn't so overwhelming anymore, right? Sorry. And then you choose a solo you want to transcribe. So you listen to all this stuff that he's done, you choose a solo, and then you listen to that solo a lot, because now you've like accepted the thought of, okay, I'm going to transcribe this solo, so I'm going to listen to it a lot. Okay, now you're doing that, and it doesn't matter what level you are on, okay? You just choose the solo, because the thing is, the process is still, you're going to do one bar or maybe 2 bars, depending on where you are in your improvement. You're going to do 1 bar a day, and that might be it, or maybe that's the first thing you transcribe and you get that perfect, you know? So that's how you should work every day. You do 20 minutes a day and that's it, okay? Yeah. And then you ask the questions, okay? You ask questions. Why did you even like it? The phrases you don't understand, why do you think that you don't understand? Like, what is it that you don't understand? Get it, like, maybe ask someone, like, what is it he does here? Start asking questions about what it is you like, and then you will get closer to yourself and your expression and what it is you want to say, okay? Use phrases from the solo and apply them to another tune with similar chord progressions. Yeah, so we talked about How High the Moon, which has this thing, which is the same thing as On Green Dolphin Stream. And now you can take that phrase and you can apply it to that tune. And that's a really good way of working, becoming free, because then your brain, as I said, your brain will start like connecting the dots, and it will start hearing. Because it's not about developing your ear just as in like, I listen to intervals every day. It's not about that. It's about like connecting the dots in how a phrase in one key works in one tune, and then you do that same phrase, but you do it in another tune, in a different situation. You know what I'm saying? All of a sudden, your brain would be like, oh, that's why. Oh, I can hear that now. It's not about having like the best interval, like absolute pitch. What's it called? Like perfect pitch. It's not about that. It's about using what you know, apply them to different situations, and now you will hear language. Okay, so that's you want to hear the language, and that's how you acquire that basically. And play the solo once a day. Keep it fresh. Just keep it fresh. Play the solo once a day. Go to jams even though you don't feel like it. That's the best thing ever. There were so many times where I forced myself to go to jams, and it was the best evening ever. So go to jams even though you don't feel like it. You don't have to be there long. Just go there. 20 minutes. Watch one tune, go home. Or maybe you're like, oh shit, now I'm gonna be here for the whole evening. Who cares? Just go even though you don't feel like it. You won't lose anything. But you will lose if you just sit by yourself at home thinking you will get better by just practicing in your bedroom. Because that's not gonna get you anywhere. Okay? We don't want to do that. We want to get out. We want to see stuff happening. We want to see the live. We're playing a live instrument. Okay? You want to see people playing it live, so that will make your brain like realize what it is we're doing. Okay? Make failure your friend. Okay? So you want to fail and you want to keep failing, because that's gonna improve. Like, you want to keep failing, but then you always want to have growth mindset. Okay, you know that a failure is just like it doesn't do anything for you. Okay, it doesn't give you bad mental health. Maybe it does right now, but I'll help you get like basically it will probably give you bad mental health by failing. Like, you probably get anxious thoughts. It's okay. Just realize that it's just your mind playing tricks on you. It's your ego telling you stuff that's not your conscious mind. It's just your subconscious, like unconscious ego is telling you, you're bad. I told you was bad. I told you suck. When you start observing that and you be like, wait, I don't have to listen to that voice, that will do a lot of things. I will talk more about that in a future video or in my community. Just join the community and we'll like literally go nuts about these topics. And yeah, that was basically it. Okay? So I really hope you enjoyed this video. It was really fun to make, and I mean, basically I didn't go into like scales or anything. I can do that in another video, but like literally there are so many scales. There are so many, like, I can tell you I like to do this. Like, I can tell you stuff, but like in reality, the thing that I just said is just a framework for how you can work, which is it's so like almost like general in a way. We can be much more specific in my community, which I really recommend you like to think about if you want to start, because then we can actually like get you to your personal goal, because now I can just tell you the general, like, okay, transcribe and do it, apply it, like how you should do that, the framework, because then you actually do stuff you like, because I can tell you like, yeah, do this. If it's not what resonates with you, then it's not going to really help you. So yeah, but I will go more in depth into all this stuff that we talked about now in future videos, so we can like talk more about like scales and like how I think about like improvising over whatever tune, like how maybe we want to talk about like how you get this like so how I just moved from there to there. Now I'm a little rusty, but like, you know what I'm saying? So they're like systems, okay? It's not just what I hear. It's also like how I've been practicing. So there's a system for everything. And yeah, that's basically it. And all this stuff is it's not rocket science. I want to tell you that. Like if you hear that and you'll be like, oh, I will never be able to play like that. It's not rocket science, okay? It's literally not. Just realize that you can do it. It's not like it's nothing special. It's just a product of me listening, a product of me being interested in asking questions, which I've talked about in this video. So literally start doing that and you will see yourself becoming really good at this, because it's the secret is literally that. And find people you really like and do what they tell you, basically. If you can talk to them, then ask them what you should do. Okay? If you really like someone's playing, like imagine you have a local guitar player which you really love, just go ask him. Like, how did you practice? Or do you have any tips for me? I am a beginner or I'm an intermediate guy. I don't really know what to practice. Do you have anything you can tell me? Go ask him. He's done the work, right? He sounds like the way you sound like. So he literally has the framework that works personally for you. Okay? So start that's a really good thing. If you know someone that's done the journey that you want to do, go ask them how they did it, so you save a lot of years of practicing weird stuff practicing stuff that you don't even need. Okay, so that's all. I did that for a very long time. I practiced stuff that I thought I needed because a teacher told me do those things. But if I don't like them though, if you don't like the things that the teacher tells you to do, if you don't like the things you're practicing, do you think you will get them into your playing? Do you think you will actually what's it called? Accumulate it? Literally, if you're not interested in something, you won't learn it. It's just that easy. Okay? If you're not interested, your mind, there's gonna be a blockage. You're not gonna be able to learn anything then. So you literally want to, what's it called? What's that word? Responsibility? The only responsibility you have is to go after the stuff which you're interested in. That's it. Okay? Never let someone tell you that you have to play a certain way or a certain genre, or you have to play that scale, you have to play that. Fuck him. Okay? Literally. Just fuck him. Because why? Because you're gonna die. That's what I'm gonna tell you. In 60 years, 70 years, 80 years, you will be dead. How does that make you feel? You will be dead. And when you're dead, nothing matters. But this life is all you have, okay? This is your one shot of doing the stuff that you want. Doing the stuff you're interested in. Caring about the stuff that really makes you happy. So you have one shot at this. And if you don't improve yourself at the same time as you improve your guitar playing, then it won't go well, okay? You will regret yourself. You will regret it when you lie on your bed when you're 80 years old, be like, God, I've had a life full of anxiety. You don't want to be that guy, okay? Nothing matters in the end, okay? In the end, nothing matters. So that's your cue into doing, the cue is you chasing your interests, okay? Literally, chase what it is you're interested in. And don't let anybody say or tell you what you should or what you shouldn't do. Even though they give you a look that makes you feel a certain way, don't give in. Your truth is your truth. You're a separate being, okay? So literally think about that. That will make you much better at this. I remember when in my school, I feel playing Neo Soul has been this Instagram. It's been Instagramificationized. What's it called? Like Instagram has almost taken Neo Soul and made it its own thing. So you get people give like give weird implications of this being bad. Like if I do that in my school, which is so like traditional bebop, people might give you looks, okay? But if that's what I want to do, then bet my fucking ass I'm gonna do that. If this is what I hear, then I have a responsibility to play it. So that's basically it. If you feel like the things you play isn't welcomed, then you should do it anymore. Like wait, that was, if you feel like the way you play isn't like the trend, or people don't like want that sound because they don't want people to play like that, fuck them, okay? You play the way that you feel, because you have this one life, okay? I'm telling you this one more time. You have this one life, and either you waste it by thinking about what people think, or you go to the jam and you bust out the like all the neo soul licks, okay? You do all the things you really like. I don't give a flying F what people think. I'm not doing this for them, okay? You're not doing this for them either. If you think about what other people think, it's because you have a validation problem. You have a neediness of validation because you didn't get that when you were little. But it's true, you know? It is true. It's a product of how much your parents were emotionally available for you. And if you see those things, you will realize, wait, why am I literally thinking I can't play a certain way? Like I literally had a lesson with the guy, and I told him, wait, he was like, yeah, I wanted to play this Joe Pass thing, and he said that, but I don't know, like I shouldn't do that. I'm like, why? He's like, because like I don't know, my friends don't like that, or like I don't think if that's the thing. I was like, are you serious? Like literally that's what you like to do, and that's also your identity. Like you will create something new by following the thing that drives you. And it was like, you're right, I should do that. Oh my god, like he got like this light bulb moment of like, why am I thinking about what other people are thinking of my playing? Maybe you click this video because you're like, I should learn bebop. I should learn bebop. But you don't want to learn bebop. Okay? Maybe that's you right now, and you've watched all the way here. Thank you. But like, why did you watch this video if you don't want to learn bebop then? Maybe you want to learn bebop. Maybe you're that guy like, I'm so driven, I want to learn bebop. Then perfect. Then I hope this video helped you in a way. But like, literally start question yourself. Like, are you doing this for anyone else, or are you doing this for yourself? Because if you're doing this for yourself, and maybe you feel like you're doing it for someone else, but you're actually doing it for yourself, or vice versa. But whatever it is, I will want to help you get to the next level, which we do in my community, Guitarman's School, which you can join in the description below. Imagine, like, I help you personally. Imagine we get you closer to your goals. Imagine a community of like-minded people who think like you, who want to get better, who want to get better mental health, who want to get better at guitar. And we have like Zoom lectures and all that stuff. We do that in my private community, which you can join in the description below. And other than that, this was really fun to do. I really hope I'll see you in the next video. I will keep doing these presentation style videos if you don't mind. Other than that, I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.